Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Citizen J.M. Kane in the 3-minute pool on ICC. He's playing the Tarash defense. Not an opening I've encountered lately. I'll play this line with D takes C5 and then A3. Knight E4 is supposed to be actually a pretty good move. Don't quite recall what to do against that move. He's gambiting the D5 pawn, but I don't think it's so good for me to take that pawn. So if I take E4, he takes with his pawn, let's say knight G5. What is his intention against that? Probably E3. Yeah, it must be E3. Huh. Okay, I'm going to go knight A4 and just see what he has in store against that. If he moves his bishop back to, say, E7, I think I'll play bishop E3. I just want to choose a positional continuation because I'm not too confident against knight E4. Move 10. Probably knight D4 here. He's not going to just trade pieces mechanically, I don't think. He'll be looking to do something else. What about knight C5 or knight back to C3? Let's just go knight back to C3. Attack D5. Maybe knight C5 would have been better, but this seems alright. He can take twice and then win E2, but I win D5 at the end. Okay, what if I take D5? What's happening there? Huh. And also, what if I just take on C6? If I take C6, he takes with the pawn, more than likely. I'm going to take on D5, so I'm not entirely sure how he refutes that move. If bishop H3, I can take on C6. If knight takes D4, bishop takes D4, then bishop H3, I have bishop takes F6. I bet there's a line in here somewhere where he can win his pawn back, but I can't figure it out at the moment. So we're going with this. Okay, so let's take here. And after B takes C6, we'll play rook E1. Ah, yes, C5 though. C5 is super annoying. Yeah, okay, I think I messed up here. Definitely think I messed up. I'm going to go rook D3 and give up the exchange. Hate to do that, but something went wrong. At least I have one pawn for the exchange. Other than that, I can't say anything positive about my position. Go knight F3, blocking queen H1 mate, and threatening his queen. I'll probably be playing B4 next move. He just let me do that with tempo. Now bishop C5 maybe? Sure. Plays rook D8, okay. I guess we'll take. Play queen C1. Yeah, queen C1. I'm pinned on the E2 pawn. It's no fun. How do I get out of this jam? Let's go king G2. And if rook D1, I have queen E3, at least menacing a back rank threat. Plays queen B3. Need to involve my knight somehow. Guess for now I'll just pick up this pawn. Maybe I'll take on C6. Like if he plays rook A8, I can take on C6. So I have two pawns now. My time is down. Not good on the clock. Let's go H4. Let's go king H3. Maybe advance these queenside pawns. I'm weakening B4 and also A4 by doing this, but I need to get these guys going.
Time warning.
Queen b2. Just going to keep the heat on. See if he'll do a queen trade with me, because I can play knight takes c6 against a lot of his next moves. And then maybe a7 after this. I'm threatening knight takes c6. Yep, he let me do it. Okay. I think I'm winning now. I'm going to play b6 next move. Yeah, he's busted. Can I beat the clock, though? Beating the clock will be a different matter entirely.
Check. Check.
Come up and win these pawns. Oh, he stalemated himself. Oh, that was smart of Citizen at JM Kane. Okay, that's probably a fair end to the game, because I was much worse in the middle game. Well, let's have a look. So the Tarrasch defense is not that popular as a defense against d4, but probably undeservedly so. He just has a reputation as being somewhat of a difficult opening to handle for black, because you do accept an isolated d-pawn in so many lines. That said, I don't know of any clear-cut route to an advantage for white, and there's a book published by Quality Chess a few years ago by Jacob Agard, and I think the other guy's name was Natirlis, is his last name, a Greek player. And they spent a good deal of time analyzing the most complicated lines of the Tarrasch, and they overturned a lot of the theoretical conclusions and basically made it a viable defense in this book. So this line is probably not dangerous for black, but I like playing it because the plan is pretty simple. Like you're going b4, bishop b2, rook c1, and then knight a4, knight b5, depending. Knight e4 is one of the more aggressive tries, though. I think this is a good move. It does offer the d5 pawn, but I wasn't sure of the consequences of taking this pawn. So let's just take a look at the engine. I know knight e4 is a move, I just don't know what to do against it. What happens if knight takes d5? Knight takes d5 runs into bishop e6 with counterplay, according to the engine. Queen takes d5 runs into knight takes c3, queen takes c5, knight takes e2 check. King h1, knight takes c1. Maybe white retains some very small advantage here after rook f takes or rook a takes, just because white is fully developed, whereas black is maybe 1 or 2 tempos behind. I'm pretty sure my choice, knight a4, is worse. I would not repeat this move if I could do it over again. I was just playing to control the c5 square, was my intention with that move. Rook c1. Now here, critical position, because knight c3 didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I was thinking about knight c5, that was the other move. Attacking d7 and b7. So the engine says he can take on d4 and then play bishop c6, and he's solid, albeit slightly worse. What if knight takes c5, rook takes c5? There's some of these lines too where he ends up winning the pawn on e2 at the end. But I guess here it's bad in view of rook takes d5. Yeah, that's no good. So I should have played knight c5. Knight c3 is not as precise. And here I probably blundered. Bishop takes d5. But black is okay in any case. He also has this line, by analogy with the previous variation I looked at, trying to win the e2 pawn. And here, on that other line, my rook was on c5, so I could play rook takes d5. Here it's not, so I'd have to settle for queen takes d5, but maybe this is still good. Yeah, primarily because of the pin that can happen if he takes on b2, so he has trouble down the d file. Yeah, this bishop takes d5 move was not well timed here, and I thought I could do this and then move my rook, but it dawned on me that he just has c5 here. in addition to probably what the computer was saying, queen d5 being a good move too. c5 exploiting the pin on the knight. So I had to pitch the exchange and try to make the best of things. Rook d3, bishop takes f1, king takes f1. But this is a position black should win with best play, I think. We'll just flick through and see where he could have improved. I thought he was doing fine, like maybe all the way up through here. Queen a4, I didn't like that move because this attack on the e2 pawn ties me down pretty completely. So I thought maybe he should do something involving rook e8 and put more pressure there. And my queen might soon become overloaded trying to defend e2 and a3. Well, I guess I do have bishop e3 here. But he should keep his queen on this square where it monitors e2 and a3. I don't think queen a4 achieved much. Yeah, then I grabbed this pawn. Queen b3 also wasn't so good by him. Now it started going in my favor gradually. So here he can play bishop takes b4. And if I take back, I assume c5, exploiting the pin. So he missed some tactical shots. We're very low on time at this point. I played the rest of the game in just 15 seconds. Yeah, and here I should be winning, thanks to this knight takes c6 move. If he had continued with king d7, I had knight b8 check, followed by queening. I think even with this time deficit, I should still win. I wonder if he purposefully constructed that stalemate, or if he kind of just stumbled into it. Because that was a very clever resource by him in defense. First things first, I mean, in these positions, you want to try to make sure you eliminate all your opponent's pawns so you get at least a draw if you have this little time left. So that's why I was infiltrating with my king and trying to eliminate those pawns. I can't say for sure I would have won anyways, even if I had queen, but yeah, I really wonder if he consciously went for this stalemate or if he just kind of lucked into it. He was virtually pre-moving at this point, so I kind of think he lucked into it, but Citizen J.M. Kane, if you constructed that stalemate consciously, good job. So, conclusion from this game, if I'm going to repeat this line, I need something better against knight e4. I'll have to look this up. It probably is queen takes d5, although that resulting line, queen takes d5, knight takes c3, queen takes c5, knight takes e2, check, this doesn't appear to lead to anything. Just a moderate edge, if anything, for white. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I'll be back tomorrow with another blitz game. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.